Dr. Robert Atkins decided to do an experiment on himself. He decided to stop all carbohydrates. He ate a lot of meat, butter, cream, cheese, eggs. So there was his protein, and meat, butter, cream, cheese, eggs was also supplying another food group, which was fat. A few things happened. His weight just fell off. He wanted to lose weight quickly, safely, drastically. What would they severely eliminate? The carbs. Someone wanted to conquer cancer. What would they quite drastically drop? The carbs. Someone wanted to conquer their diabetes. What would they drop? The carbs. It's called fat cells. And what's happening to Americans on their high carbohydrate diet? They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's the third place that the liver will cause all the excess to be stored is as fat.
Carrying excess weight and dealing with all the health problems that come with it? Well, it seems like those worries might become a distant memory. Barbara O'Neill's secret method for reaching a healthy weight is here to rescue you. But don't just take our word for it. See the amazing transformation of a retired judge for yourself. He went from fighting obesity to fully embracing a healthy lifestyle. So, how did he do it? We're going to reveal all in this video. And here's a little hint, you won't need to hit the gym. Let's talk about the story of retired Judge Henry. At 69 years old, he decided to join Barbara O'Neill's retreat program. Henry was not only overweight, but he was also dealing with 6 different health issues: high blood pressure, blood clots, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, gout, and stomach ulcers. To manage all of this, his doctor prescribed him several medications. At the beginning, these medications seemed like a good solution and offered some relief. However, using them for a long time led to unwanted side effects and possibly even made his body resistant to them. Soon enough, the medications were barely working and his weight kept increasing. Despite all of this, Henry continued taking his medications even when he started O'Neill's program.
We had one guy and his name was Henry. He was a retired judge, and he came to our program and he was not interested in changing his medication. He was about, I think, 69. He was a bit overweight, probably carrying about 70-pound excess weight. He was on medication for blood pressure, for blood thinning, for blood cholesterol, for blood sugar, and gout and stomach ulcers. So he was on 6 medications.
Barbara O'Neill, with the best of intentions, offered Henry a cup of hawthorn berry tea, hoping it might help him manage his blood pressure. Henry, perhaps intrigued or simply willing to try anything, continued to consume hawthorn berries throughout his stay at the program and even after he returned home. Over time, he began to notice subtle shifts in his overall well-being. Months later, finding himself back at the program, he specifically requested more of those remarkable berries. When Barbara saw him again after such a long time, she was utterly taken aback. Henry was almost unrecognizable. He had shed an astounding 40 kilograms. His face, once puffy, had slimmed down considerably, and his doctor had even taken him off a whole host of medications for blood pressure, blood thinning, cholesterol, gout, and even stomach ulcers. Perhaps most remarkably, Henry no longer required knee replacement surgery. His weight loss had alleviated the pressure on his joints, making the operation unnecessary.
So we gave him the hawthorn berry tea to drink through the day because of his high blood pressure. He heard the lectures at the end of the week. He said, "Thank you, Barbara." He said, "I've very much enjoyed my week. I will take some hawthorn berries home with me and continue." I did not recognise Henry. He had lost 40 kilos. So the puffiness in his face had gone. He said, "I can do my coat up now." He said, "Sit down, I have some stories for you." He said, "I went to the doctor recently to have my blood pressure taken, and the doctor said, I'll have to get another machine." And he said, "Why?" He said, "Well, your blood pressure, this machine says your blood pressure says it is 120 over 75. He said, "That's not your blood pressure." He said, "It is now."
It wasn't solely the hawthorn berry that worked its magic on Henry. He also embraced a wholesome routine and lifestyle, which proved to be incredibly beneficial. He completely revamped his eating habits, opting for balanced and nutritious meals. His breakfast, lunch, and dinner were nothing short of exceptional. Furthermore, Henry bid farewell to coffee and alcohol, recognizing the detrimental impact they had on his health. But there was much more to his transformation than simply adding and eliminating certain foods. Let's delve into the specifics of Henry's routine, as suggested by Barbara O'Neill, to help you achieve effective weight loss without resorting to strenuous exercise. Why might exercise not be the answer to weight loss? For those embarking on an exercise regimen after a period of weight gain, exercise, particularly the type we often engage in, may not yield the desired results. Consider walking, for instance. If a 150-pound individual walks daily for 30 minutes, they will only burn approximately 140 calories. This is precisely the number of calories found in a can of soda. This implies that your time and effort might be in vain, whereas simply foregoing the soda is a far simpler solution. This underscores why exercise may not be the most efficient or rapid method for shedding pounds, while lifestyle modifications can make a significant difference. Now, let's explore Henry's dietary choices. Henry's breakfast consisted of a generous bowl of whole-grain cereal accompanied by fruits and coconut cream. People often turn to whole grains for their heart-healthy benefits, such as lowering cholesterol and improving blood pressure. But did you know that whole grains are also packed with fiber, antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins that can aid in weight loss? Yes, you read that correctly. Barbara O'Neill advises that anyone aiming to lose weight should adopt a high-fiber diet. There are many misconceptions about high-fiber diets causing weight gain, but these are entirely false. The fiber in whole grains can slow down digestion, creating a feeling of fullness, which naturally leads to reduced food intake.
Whole grain and fruit and coconut cream, did you hear that? All that weight loss on coconut cream. I had some sourdough bread with avocado and tomato. He was a bachelor.
Fruits, on the other hand, possess a comparable nutritional profile. The natural compounds found in fruits, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, prebiotics, and fiber are perfect for safeguarding against harmful diseases and promoting weight loss. But what about coconut cream? The term cream often conjures images of something that contributes to weight gain. However, this is not the case with coconut cream. In addition to enhancing gut health and supporting heart health and cholesterol levels, coconut cream is an excellent tool for maintaining a healthy weight. It contains MCTs, or medium-chain triglycerides, which function similarly to fiber, promoting a sense of fullness and ultimately reducing your calorie intake. Let's move on to lunch. Henry's midday meal typically consisted of vegetables, salads, and protein sources paired with whole grain sourdough bread adorned with avocado and tomato. Much like whole grains, vegetables offer satiating fiber while being low in calories. This naturally leads to consuming less throughout the day. Furthermore, vegetables boast a high water content, further contributing to the feeling of fullness. Barbara O'Neill advocates for a diet rich in fiber, proteins, and healthy fats for those seeking to shed pounds.
And then at lunchtime, he said, I have my main meal about 2. And he said, and I have salad, I have vegetables, and I have some sort of protein.
Carbohydrates, in and of themselves, are not detrimental to your health, but they can become problematic when consumed in excess or in their refined forms. It's crucial to manage your carbohydrate intake, opting for unrefined choices and substituting processed grains like wheat with healthier alternatives. Dr. Atkins, who experimented with a weight loss regimen by reducing his own carbohydrate intake and emphasizing protein, fiber, and fats, discovered it to be advantageous. However, this approach was not without its drawbacks. Some individuals who adhered to his recommended diet developed acidosis due to the elevated acid content resulting from a diet high in protein and fat. Barbara O'Neill proposes a solution. Incorporate more vegetables and plant-based foods into your diet. This includes legumes, nuts, and seeds, which can help balance the acid and alkaline levels in your body. Dr. Colin Campbell echoes this sentiment in his book, The China Study. He explains that plant protein is utilized as fuel by the body at a rate of up to 80%, whereas animal protein is only burned at 58%, with the remainder being stored as fat.
To make up for the dehydrating agents in 1 cup of coffee. Now, when you look at that, I think you'd agree with me, the nation's dehydrated. And Dr. B's book, One of the Body's Many Cries for Water, it actually explains why all of these ailments are happening. The other title to his book is, He's Not Sick, He's Thirsty.
O'Neill cautions that not all fats are created equal. Coconut, olive, and avocado oils, which are currently experiencing a resurgence in popularity, are considered healthy fats and are essential for the human body. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes the importance of these healthy fats, like coconut and olive oil, which have been utilized for centuries. However, in recent times, they have been supplanted by modern, refined, and unhealthy foods such as white sugar, white rice, white flour, refined sugar, and processed cow's milk. The consequence? A surge in obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. We have now turned to highly processed sunflower and peanut oils, which are causing us more harm than good. Barbara O'Neill asserts that these oils inflict damage upon your arterial walls and should be avoided at all costs.
Is greatly reduce the carbohydrates, ideally stop the wheat, eat more vegetables, eat more legumes, nuts and seeds, and you can get a similar result.
O'Neill cautions that not all fats are created equal. Coconut, olive, and avocado oils, currently enjoying a resurgence in popularity, are classified as healthy fats and are in fact necessary for the proper functioning of the human body. Barbara O'Neill underscores the importance of incorporating these beneficial fats, such as coconut and olive oil, into our diets, highlighting their historical use over centuries. Regrettably, in recent times, these wholesome fats have been displaced by modern, refined, and detrimental foods like white sugar, white rice, white flour, and processed cow's milk. The result? A marked increase in obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. We have now resorted to using heavily processed sunflower and peanut oils, which unfortunately are inflicting more harm than good. Barbara O'Neill emphatically states that these oils cause damage to our arterial walls and should be shunned entirely.
Amino acids is a breakdown from the protein we eat, and it's amino acids that builds the new cells in the body. And 50% of the membrane around every cell in the body is protein. That's essential. Fat is essential. The fat-free diet is a dangerous diet. There are fats that'll kill and there are fats that'll heal. And because there are some killer fats, they've all been dumped in the same basket. What are the killer fats? The altered fats.
Avocado oil, a blend of saturated and monounsaturated fats, can be a beneficial addition to your diet, particularly if it's cold-pressed. The human brain, composed primarily of fat, relies on healthy fats for optimal function. Now let's turn our attention to dinner. Henry used to have a very light evening meal, or often skipped it altogether. If he did dine, it was usually sourdough bread, paired with tomato and avocado. O'Neill proposes a different approach to time-restricted feeding. She suggests consuming a hearty breakfast and lunch, followed by a light or even non-existent dinner. Many people tend to eat inadequately and in small portions throughout the day, only to indulge in a large meal for dinner. O'Neill likens this to fueling your car at the end of a long journey. It simply doesn't make sense. This eating pattern will only lead to excess weight gain rather than facilitating weight loss. Moreover, your body will start storing more calories. In times past, people typically ate their largest meal in the middle of the day, with evening meals being less substantial.
It's really only probably the last 100 years that the main meal has been had at the end of the day. In fact, traditionally, the main meal was always in the middle of the day, especially before electricity, because they didn't have the light at night and it was just more convenient.
Consuming larger meals at night not only contributes to weight gain, but also leads to inefficient digestion. In contrast, enjoying larger meals during the day and opting for smaller meals in the evening helps to regulate energy levels and supports weight loss efforts. This approach allows your stomach to rest and properly digest food, which in turn aids in weight management. The digestion of food typically takes around 3.5 to 4 hours, although simpler foods like watermelon digest more quickly. By allowing your stomach to rest between meals, you enable it to replenish its digestive enzymes. Time-restricted feeding, similar to intermittent fasting, can be a valuable strategy for adjusting your eating patterns. If you have a substantial breakfast at 6 a.m. and a moderate lunch by noon, you might find that you don't require a large dinner. Alternatively, if you consume your main meals at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., you could potentially skip dinner altogether. She suggests consuming a hearty breakfast and lunch, followed by a light or even non-existent dinner. Many people tend to eat inadequately and in small portions throughout the day, only to indulge in a large meal for dinner. O'Neill likens this to fueling your car at the end of a long journey. It simply doesn't make sense. This eating pattern will only lead to excess weight gain rather than facilitating weight loss. Moreover, your body will start storing more calories. In times past, people typically ate their largest meal in the middle of the day, with evening meals being less substantial. Consuming larger meals at night not only contributes to weight gain, but also leads to inefficient digestion. In contrast, enjoying larger meals during the day and opting for smaller meals in the evening helps to regulate energy levels and supports weight loss efforts. This approach allows your stomach to rest and properly digest food, which in turn aids in weight management. The digestion of food typically takes around 3.5 to 4 hours, although simpler foods like watermelon digest more quickly. By allowing your stomach to rest between meals, you enable it to replenish its digestive enzymes. Time-restricted feeding, similar to intermittent fasting, can be a valuable strategy for adjusting your eating patterns. If you have a substantial breakfast at 6 a.m. and a moderate lunch by noon, you might find that you don't require a large dinner. Alternatively, if you consume your main meals at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m., you could potentially skip dinner altogether. Staying hydrated and avoiding coffee and alcohol are also crucial components of a healthy lifestyle. If you're aiming to lose weight, drinking sufficient water is essential. However, it's equally important to understand the optimal amount and timing of water intake. Scientific evidence demonstrates that drinking water can assist with weight loss in multiple ways. When you stay adequately hydrated, your appetite is suppressed, leading to reduced food consumption. Water can also boost your metabolism, enabling your body to function more efficiently. Additionally, it enhances the effectiveness of your exercise routine. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes that when you combine your weight loss strategies with proper hydration, you take a significant step towards achieving a healthy body weight. And the rewards are substantial. This is precisely the path that Henry followed. He used to consume excessive amounts of coffee and alcohol while neglecting the vital element of water. This, unfortunately, took a toll on his health.
He said, I've stopped coffee, I drink water now. He said, I don't have wine anymore. If I'm with my friends of an evening, he said, I get the non-alcoholic grape juice.
Given that coffee and alcohol are linked to numerous health problems, including heart conditions and blood pressure issues, Henry made the decision to cease their consumption entirely. Alcohol in particular can contribute to weight gain by impeding the fat-burning process, being high in kilojoules, stimulating appetite, and triggering cravings for unhealthy snacks. Henry permanently removed both coffee and alcohol from his life, replacing them with water and non-alcoholic grape juice. By implementing this change into his routine, Henry witnessed significant improvements in his overall health and well-being. So, how did retired Judge Henry achieve such a remarkable transformation? He started by prioritizing substantial and healthy meals for breakfast and lunch, while keeping his dinner as light as possible, and even skipping it on occasion. He also reduced his carbohydrate intake and focused on incorporating more healthy fats, protein, and fiber into his diet. To further enhance his results, he replaced coffee and alcohol with water. While he didn't engage in a rigorous exercise program, Henry did steadily increase his walking distance each week. Just 2 years after his initial visit to Barbara O'Neill, he had astonishingly lost approximately 70 kilograms, and even more impressively, had overcome his long-standing and serious health issues. That concludes today's video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments section below.